Consider the scale of every known animal species on Earth. If you line them all up in a row, 1 out of every 4 would be a beetle. This 25% slice belongs to a single group. It represents over 400,000 formally described species, spreading across almost the entire globe, except the deep ocean and polar ice caps. Scientists classify this incredibly massive group under the order Coleoptera. It is a Greek term that translates to sheathed wing. To properly understand exactly how this design took over the planet, we have to look closely at how that sheath actually functions. This dominance isn't a biological accident. It is the result of a highly adaptable, unified evolutionary blueprint that has been refined over millions of years. This is the elytra in action. These are the hardened forewings you see lifting up right here, acting as a protective shell. It perfectly shields the delicate, translucent flight wings normally kept folded safely underneath. Because the fragile wings are kept entirely safe under armor, the rest of the beetle's body was free to mutate. This physical protection allowed the underlying structure to evolve into drastically different shapes and sizes to fill various ecological roles. See that physical variation clearly here. Notice the heavy-bodied scarab in the center, and compare it to the elongated horns and mandibles of surrounding species. The elytra acts as a universal chassis. It provides a standard, reliable defensive shell, while allowing nature the freedom to customize the remaining anatomy for highly specific, extreme environments. Beyond their armor, beetles possess a developmental advantage. They are holometabolists. This means they undergo a complete metamorphosis, passing through 4 distinct life stages. This ensures that the young larvae and the fully grown adults never have to compete for the same food sources. It starts with the egg. Females lay them in hidden, protected environments, tucked away deep inside soil or buried under the bark of rotting wood. When the eggs hatch, the larvae, or grubs, emerge. At this point, the insect is a biological eating machine, designed solely to consume surrounding nutrients and rapidly build mass. Once the grub is large enough, it enters the pupa stage. This is a period of total biological reorganization. Inside that dark chamber, the larval body dissolves and reorganizes, shifting internal structures to build new legs and antennae. Finally, the adult beetle emerges. Its new exoskeleton is soft at first, and it must cure and harden into its final armored state before the beetle can begin the reproductive cycle. This segmented life cycle is incredibly efficient. It allows a single species to exploit 2 entirely different ecological environments during one lifetime. Once that armored chassis is fully built, the basic beetle blueprint is often modified with physical and chemical weapons tailored for survival. Take the stag beetle. Males use these enormously enlarged mandibles to lock horns, wrestling and flipping rivals in territorial combat over mates. Other modifications are chemical. The bombardier beetle has special internal chambers that mix volatile compounds on demand, allowing it to spray boiling 100 degrees Celsius liquid at predators. Even the firefly is a beetle, modified for communication. They use specialized bioluminescent organs in their abdomens to flash complex mating dialogues in the pitch dark. These specialized modifications turn the standard beetle chassis into a living toolkit, allowing different species to survive in their specific microhabitats through brute force, chemistry, or light. On a global scale, beetles act as nature's primary cleanup crew. By decomposing dead wood and burying animal dung, they constantly recycle nutrients back into the soil. They also serve as pollinators for flowering plants and aggressive biocontrol agents. Ladybugs, for instance, hunt down aphids, defending vital crops. But that relationship is a double-edged sword. While some species protect our food, certain phytophagous or plant-eating beetles are a massive threat to human agriculture. Look closely at these hollowed-out cotton bolls. This is the work of the boll weevil, an insect that spread through the American South and caused billions of dollars in agricultural ruin. Our global food supply exists in a delicate balance. We rely on beneficial beetles to maintain soil health, even as we struggle to manage the pest species that consume our harvests. Our connection with these insects stretches back thousands of years. As you can see in the intricate hieroglyphs carved into this artifact, ancient Egyptians viewed the scarab beetle as a sacred symbol of the sun. Today, that connection takes on very different forms. In Thailand, crowds gather around platforms to watch rhinoceros beetles face off for entertainment and gambling.
they are also becoming a practical resource for a growing world. Species like mealworms are now being cultivated as a sustainable, high-protein food source for humans. From sacred symbols to sustainable protein, beetles remain a constant presence in our history. Their success is built into their very anatomy, an armored, adaptable design that has claimed 25